The Christmas lights are up at Winford Playbarn. Look at the flashing lights. Winford Farm. The Playbarn for children. Come to Winford Farm, children. December 2023. Alex Batty. Family relieved after missing British teen found after 6 years. This is BBC News from the Kingswells countryside with the sheep grazing near Winford Playbarn for children. BBC News! Energy bills could rise to cover customer debts. Look at the running water. Think your hydroelectric dams. Think energy. And there's a moderator, a coolant, linked to fusion nuclear reactors. Fusion nuclear reactors, think energy. Think the moderator, think the coolant. That's what maintains a calm state. Cools down the reactor inside. December 2023. December. 4 miles to Bucksburn. Think the middle of nowhere. Near Winford Playbarn. Think no money. Well, if you walk and cycle, you don't need money. Just walking and cycling, being out in the fresh air, well, maintaining health. Well, that is security. Winford Farm Park. That way, to the right. And that's the road that leads to Brimond Hill. Look at that hill. Look at that steep gradient in the distance. This is the road to Brimond Hill. December 2023. The road to Brimond Hill. Flooded field near Crapeston and Winford Playbarn. And that's the road to Brimond Hill. Steep gradient. You want to cycle up there? The road to Brimond Hill. The road to hell. December 2023. It's the road to hell. Tractor struggles up the road to Brimond Hill. Tractor struggles up the road to Brimond Hill. It's the road to hell. Look at the Crapeston vegetables. The Crapeston vegetables growing in the field. Just along from the hay bale harvest. Vegetables and whiskey. Well, that's Scotland. It's the vegetables growing in a field, and the sheep. And the sheep. This is sustainable Crapeston. Vegetables, whiskey, and sheep. This is the view from Brimond Hill in December 2023. Look at the weather. Overcast day. December 2023. You can see dice. It's the view from Brimond Hill, Elrick Country Park, Aberdeen City Council. Look at the forest. That's sustainability. This is December 2023. And Aberdeen City Council for 2023, they won gold at Britain in Bloom. Well, just look. Aberdeen City Council is a sustainable land. Look at the forests. Look at it from above. Dyson Bucksburn. Look at the forests. All the trees. It's people from the past. Former Aberdonians. They planted the trees. The trees can withstand decades. But with climate change, the high wind storms are getting more intense. Just look at Storm Arwen from 2021, 2 years ago. 2021, Storm Arwen was destructive. This is December 2023. And COP28 summit, they've finally acknowledged the destructive impact of fossil fuels, oil and gas. This is from Brimond Hill, up with the green gorse, and you can see the trees. Aberdeen City Council is a sustainable land, and they won gold, Britain in Bloom 2023. You can see Dyson Bucksburn. This is the impact of global warming, December 2023, and the yellow gorse is starting to come back. It's starting to grow back. It was in full bloom in May and June. But look at the rest is green. Dyson Bucksburn. Yes, look, there's a satellite tower. Just look all around. Yes, there's some gorse here. Yellow stuff, known as Ulix. It doesn't grow in shade. So actually, Aberdeen does get sunshine. It's got solar panel potential. It may be cloudy, but you still get vitamin D if it's cloudy. That was in the New York Times. Bereaved parents furious at online safety backtrack. This is BBC News from Brimond Hill Summit. Bereaved parents furious at online safety backtrack. BBC News, delivered from Brimond Hill, with views of Dyson Bucksburn on an overcast day. Aberdeen has grey granite. Look at the sky, grey today. You can see all the warehouses of Dyson. An industrial port city with Torry Battery, the shipping, and the airport, and the warehouses surrounding the airport. You may not realise it, but it's industrial, built since the 12th century. It started at Ship Row. There's snakes on Brimond Hill, in amongst the gorse. A warning by Aberdeen City Council. And a skier narrowly misses a bay in California. This is BBC News. BBC News, delivered from Brimond Hill, with views of Dyson Bucksburn, the industrial port city of Aberdeen, warehouses surrounding the airport. Can you see the airport? It's BBC News, delivered from Brimond Hill. Toddler who escaped nursery, nearly hit by a bus. Buses. Well, electric ones are low in emissions, but actually, buses have to drive slower than cars because the longer vehicles, they've got greater stopping distances. They take longer to stop. That's same for trains. This is security. Security delivered from Brimond Hill. December 2023 from Brimond Hill. BBC News. Monster iceberg just under 1 trillion tons. This is BBC News Science. Science and climate change. And Elric Country Park, the forests of Aberdeen. Aberdeen is a sustainable city, an industrial city, the warehouses surrounding the airport. And there's Torry Battery for shipping, with all those industrial units that contain cargo. And Torry Battery is linked to fishing, but there's more fish at Peterhead these days. But fish and drugs go hand in hand. Drugs come in on the boats. There's drug smuggling and people smuggling. What do people do to make money, make a living, make ends meet? The story of the times. The news from Brimond Hill. Landmark COP28 takes aim at fossil fuels. Landmark COP28 climate summit takes aim at fossil fuels. Well, you want to walk up Brimond Hill, there's no traffic. It's quiet and peaceful and good for mental health. And there's Elric Country Park. Lots of oxygen in the trees. Yes, Dyson Bucksburn. BBC News from Brimond Hill. Yes, COP28 takes aim at fossil fuels. That's BBC News. It really is. Today, 15th of December, 2023. BBC News delivered from Brimond Hill. Divers are using antibiotics to save a massive coral reef. Yes, doctors, listen up. Divers using antibiotics to save a massive coral reef. This is BBC News Science. Science and climate change go hand in hand, and you need to deliver it from the natural world. That's what Sir David Attenborough does, or does he? Well, he does narratives, but he does explore the natural world. But he goes up in hot air balloons. We use legs. From Brimintill Summit, the Yellow Gorse, December 2023. Yellow gorse. This is the impact of global warming. Gorse starting to emerge in December. This is the changing tropical plant world. Now, gorse doesn't go in shade, so just look up. Look at the sky. No planes, no sun. It's cloudy. Look at the airport. Focus on the airport. Dyce and Bucksburn. The industrial port city of Aberdeen with the warehouses surrounding Dyce. December 2023. And COP28 summit, BBC News. Yes, sir. Warning against fossil fuels, oil and gas. We need electric vehicles. Brimintill satellites, line of sight inspection. They all look to be well. Floods at the foot of them. December 2023, Brimintill satellite line of sight inspection. All looks to be well. Floods at the foot of them. Thieves beware! Forensic trap devices in use. Smart water. Police and scrap dealers are checking for smart water, cable, metal and equipment. On this site, Brimintill is traceable. Smart water links thieves back to the crime scene. 100% conviction rate. www.smartwater.com, or as the French would say, www.smartwater.com. From Brimintill. Brimintill Summit, December 2023, and the purple heathers of Brimintill. The purple heathers. And the yellow gorse. Gorse in December. That's the impact of global warming.